This is Tier 2, Lesson 4a, dividing polynomials. Now we're going to use our long division to divide n cubed minus 14n squared plus 40n plus 48 divided by n minus 6. So this is the first time we've divided by a binomial, right? Bi meaning 2 because there's two terms, n and minus 6. So we're going to put our whole n cubed, all that, in its little house. And then we're going to put n minus 6 outside. So what we want to do is we're going to try to multiply this n by something up here to get n cubed. Well, this one's not that bad. We can just multiply n squared times n, and that will give us n cubed. But we have to multiply n squared by both terms. So n squared times n is n cubed, and then n squared times negative 6 is minus 6n, is minus 6n squared. And now we're going to subtract all of that. The parentheses are very important here, because what we get is minus n and then minus 6n squared, which makes this plus 6n squared. So I'm going to rewrite. So minus n cubed, and then minus plus 6n squared. And now I can combine like terms. So n cubed minus n cubed is 0n cubed, cancels. And then we got negative 14n squared plus 6n squared gives us a grand total of negative 8n squared. Now, this is an extremely easy thing to screw up. There's a lot of little pieces here. Like the first time I did it, I forgot to put negative 8 and I put positive 8, and that screwed the whole thing up. So just be very careful. On all the problems I'm going to give you on 4a and b, they're going to work out with no remainder. So now I'm going to bring down 40n like we did from before. So plus 40n. Now I need to figure out what times n will give me negative 8n squared. Well, the number is going to be easy. Minus 8 times n will give me minus 8n. And then we need n times n to get that n squared. So negative 8n, and now I have to multiply it through to both like last time. So negative 8, n times n is n squared, and then negative 8 times negative 6 is positive 48, and n, right? Negative 8n times negative 6 is positive 48n. And then I need to subtract all of this, okay? So negative 8n squared minus makes this plus 8n, so that gives us negative 8n squared plus 8n squared, which is 0n squared. And then 40n minus 48n gives us negative 8n. And now I'm going to bring down 48 plus 48. I start my process again. I want to figure out what times n will give me negative 8n. Well, this one's pretty easy. Minus 8 times n gives us negative 8n. But then I have to distribute that to both, remember? So now I have to distribute that negative 8 times negative 6. Negative times negative makes it positive. 8 times 6 is 48. And we subtract that whole thing with parentheses. Be very careful. So negative 8n minus makes this plus 8n, which gives us 0n, or 0. And 48 minus positive 48 gives us 48 minus 48, which is 0. So we have a remainder of 0, So this division worked out well. So our solution is this. N squared minus 8n minus 8. Again, on lesson 4a and b, I made it so that it works out with a remainder of 0. Okay, in lesson 5, then you'll have some different remainders. So you have some time to practice. If you get something other than 0, you messed up somewhere along the ways. And I and the people around you can help figure out what that is.